welcome to Video Games Awesome Live. This is Video Games Awesome Live. We have a special announcement at the top of the show. Let's get right to that. Here it is. Today we are announcing Patreon. This is mainly special for us because we're getting money. It's not special for you. Well, I don't know. It depends on what you think is special. It depends on how sad your life is.
Very.
Page 16 called it.
This has been very requested by everybody, and for a long time I was like, why? Why would I want to do Patreon when we invented it? We created the Turbo Club. We have the PayPal button is working. It's everything good, but the Turbo Club is getting long in the tooth, and there's a lot of members now, and a lot of them don't like renewing with $50 a year. Lots of people have requested smaller donation amounts. The problem is with PayPal, small donation amounts, PayPal fees eat up the small it's almost not even worth it sometimes, depending on the amount. Patreon fixes that. In addition to that, I like Patreon. I like the way they have it set up, and it allows us to have some rewards and tiers. But a big dilemma with that was like, how do I offer rewards without cannibalizing what the turbos already get? But I figured out something I think is going to work. First of all, if you donate, and I'm just going to go down, run these down here.
A new car! Yeah! Toyota Corolla.
$1 or more is what we're going to call the turbocharging program. Oh, by the way, this is at patreon.com/videogamesawesome. The turbocharging program is for turbos and non-turbos alike. Anything from $1 to $4. If you're a turbo who just wants to keep your turbo charged up, it could be $1. It could be $2, $3, anything.
$4?
It could be any of those denominations.
$5? No.
Or remember, for every tier that for this one, if you're not a turbo and you just aren't even sure if you want to be one, but you kind of want to contribute to the show for the hell of it, donate. We're going to track it, and if someday you want to become a turbo, that's going to count towards your turbo ship.
You're a tit then.
You're a turbo in training at that point. But now we're going to get into actual rewards, and this is the actual only tier before turbo ship. Movie night! Announcing for $5. We wanted to make movie night. First of all, movie night has to be private because I don't think we're going to get away with. First of all, the movies are going to be pixelated, but even then, I don't feel like Twitch isn't going to want us to stream it, and I don't want to use all the other service providers. I think I'd rather leave it private, a private stream, meaning we have to run it on our own servers, meaning we can't have
Exactly,
like
we can show nipples.
Yeah.
We'll just cut our shirts like this.
Yeah, like we'll just the nipple.
Only the nipple. For $10, we all have to have our nipples exposed.
The problem is with that is that our servers have limited capacity. We can't invite everybody on YouTube that we're making announcements, so it has to be private. This will help pay for those server fees for having the stream, and it'll be like you'll be sent a private key or a private stream code, and there's going to be one movie a month, and after that you'll get the archived copy of it. If you miss the stream, you get an archived copy to sync up with your own copy of the movie. Remember, you're going to have your own copy of the movie.
Legally purchased on disc.
Yeah, and we'll be checking. The first movie of the month, or next month, is going to be... Oops! The Wizard. I thought that was just appropriate to start with The Wizard. So it's more than a game, it's the chance of a lifetime. Don't miss your chance of a lifetime.
It's so bad.
Starring Fred Savage, Jenny Lewis, and the kid.
And that guy.
Whoever the kid was.
He's dead now. And,
at least inside.
And Tobey Maguire.
Oh yeah.
So, if you haven't heard us talk about movie nights, you probably haven't watched much of our show, but movie nights are going to be us sitting here. Look, a lot of people have said it's going to be like Riff Tracks. No, because those guys are actually good.
Yeah.
Don't expect Riff Tracks. Those guys
We're not comedians. Those guys are
plan
comedians.
some of their stuff. They time their quips to work with the movie. We're going to be talking over the movie. We're going to be getting drunk.
Yeah,
We're going to be being stupid.
There will be fights. There will be fights.
Yeah, it's not going to work for like Riff
It'll
Tracks.
just be us talking about which character wants a hand job.
Exactly. So anyways, that's movie night, and so that's like the only extra benefit you get like for $5. But again, on this $5 movie night tier, all that's counted towards Turbo Club. So if you just wanted to be a part of movie nights, but down the road you think you might end up wanting to be turbo, it's all gonna be like tracked to make sure. Of course, the classic reward tier, like I said, we invented this turbo. Turbo ship, if you don't know what the Turbo Club is, I've said it a billion times, but like you'll get on the TF2 server, you'll get on the Minecraft server, you'll get on the show chat. There are no obligations from us to you. All of those benefits are like, you're doing it to support the show, but we'll give you these extra things in addition to that. But like, we've always wanted to make it clear, don't hold us to these things because I don't fucking know. But of course, we're not going to take away the show chat.
No.
But
also, if you do the $50 turbo, you get a free t-shirt.
You get a free t-shirt if you pay $50 up front. Those other ways I was talking about saving up, you don't get the free t-shirt. Just something to keep in mind. $50 up front does have a reason for still existing. All right, so for $150. So here's where we tried to get creative.
Oh boy, is this the hand job tier?
I don't know what to offer. So, host sponsorship. If you pay $150,
This episode is brought to you by...
choose a person on the show, and that person at the top of the show will thank you for putting them there because you made them be there. They were gonna be here anyway, but like,
How do we think?
it's like a fun thing to pretend you made them be there. They'll thank you personally, and they'll use a phrase or exclamation, potentially once or maybe more than once throughout the show that you choose.
That's your
Wow.
choosing.
I'm a
can
baby
say
bitch
potato.
burger.
I like it.
Don't give them ideas.
So.
I'm a baby bitch burger.
So,
Yeah.
okay, I want to talk about why I came up with these tiers. These aren't being greedy. I came up with these tiers because people were donating more than $50 for Turbo Ship, and I was thinking, like, what could I give those people that are already donating that amount? Like, what can we think of that would be fun to, like, just acknowledge? Because I don't want to make somebody, like, a super turbo.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to have more benefits. But, like, what's a neat little way to thank you? And I thought this would be fun. By the way, if everybody chooses Deacon, there's no limits on these tiers. So if there's 20 people on Deacon, you'll have to wait 20 shows before you get your sponsorship of Deacon. So just keep that in mind.
Already.
All right, and then this is the last tier, and this is
Hand job.
whoa show sponsor. Show sponsor. This is again like there have been people who've donated $500. There's been like a few of them over like the course of 3 years. There's been like some guy who comes in and does this. Melly. And this is gonna be a thing
You
where
kids
throughout,
look good.
say like this entire show, and you know what? Let's start it right now. This show is brought to you by Martin Ellis. Martin, what do you want me to say to everybody?
What do you want us
Happy
to say?
And throughout the show, every like 1 hour of the show, we'll mention that this show is brought to you by that person,
Carl's Jr.
Melly
Even
Baker.
though Melly
Brought to you
can't
by
be
Carl's
a
Jr.
turbo.
Even though he can't be a turbo, the show is
Whistle
brought.
wazzle.
Melly wants you to know whistle wuzzle, but you can give me like you can even plug something I think for
Oh,
a
yeah,
show
that's
sponsor
true. Something that
if
you're
you
doing.
want.
Do you have like a
stuff like that.
website or?
By the way, those of
Okay.
you who have donated large amounts in the past, wait for this to cool down, and I'll maybe even get around to, if you want, retroactively giving you this as well. Like if you want,
I think so.
Contact me. Let me know if you're watching this.
I gave you guys 500.
So Patreon also has like goals, like no, those those are rewards. Then they have goals on the side. So if,
Okay.
like we
Oh,
reach a certain amount
motherfuckers.
per month, we'll
Yeah.
do a thing. And I didn't want to like a lot of shows like I'm not gonna name names, but a lot of them seem to like show stuff at the side that are just arbitrary amounts that they're like holding stuff hostage, like that they were gonna do anyways. Like come on,
really?
like do this and we'll do this. It's like you were gonna do that anyways. You're just. But like one thing I could think of that I wanted to hold hostage is if we reach a goal of 3,000 a month, we'll play Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, fuck.
I am unabashedly holding that hostage.
Damn you,
from
Jack. Right.
We're
So-
in the money.
If we reach 3,000, we'll play it. We can't say that we'll pretend we'll like it, but we'll do costumes and it'll be a full crew show. And it will happen at some point over the like 1 to 2 months from hitting the goal. If we hit that goal, I don't think we will. But anyways, so that's just.
Can I donate against that?
Nice. Yeah, it'll go like. Yeah, you'll push the scale left and right.
So that's it.
Not a long haul of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
Like,
Like,
you're
first
no,
look.
You're
like
gonna be
a-
playing Kingdom Hearts tomorrow.
like
you
we're
realize
talking
that,
like a
right?
1 to 2 hour show, maybe 3 tops. One thing I wanted to
I'm gonna try to
mention
like it.
about Patreon is the way it works, which is kind of annoying, is that they put payments. The reason they're able to do small denominations is that they do all the payments at the end of the month all at once.
Really?
That's how they're able to make $1 donations actually make sense.
Yeah.
The like credit card fees, like they're able to make it all happen. But the bad thing with that is you have to get in for movie night by the end of the month. You have to be in the $5 tier, and then when the 31st hits, all the payments go through, and then we can't let anybody else in. And so that movie night will be locked down. That also gives us the benefit of knowing how many we're gonna need to be ready for the stream to get our server ready.
That makes sense.
The thing with Turbo Ship, a lot of people might want the instant gratification of becoming a Turbo. You won't get that till the end of the month with this method. If you're gonna donate to that tier, and if you want in the chat, like within the next week, go to our website. We got the link still on Patreon. You can still use the PayPal button to instantly, well not instant, but like ish, get a part of the Turbo Club. So that avenue is still open to you if you want that gratification. I think that's all I have to say.
Also, there's some confusion in there about if you are already Turbo, do you get into movie night?
Oh, guys, if you're Turbo, this was a key thing to making this Patreon was an inhibition to, what was inhibiting us from doing it earlier was how the hell, why would I offer that when I can't take benefits away from Turbos and I can't offer people more than what we already give Turbos. So this is kind of like the only way I could see it making sense. But Turbo Ship is always going to be $50. I still believe in the $50 barrier for getting in that chat room. It's a non-trivial amount that will prevent the grand majority of people from being assholes in the chat, I think. From just paying $50 to just become famous for being a dick for one moment before they get banned.
But it was so worth it.
It's so worth the $50 to just say fuck you to Fresh.
Worth it.
I still believe in that barrier, and Turbo Ship is lifetime, to reiterate.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime membership, and this suggested turbocharging program that I just introduced is still just suggested, even though we technically, I used to always say we don't track it. This time now we are technically tracking it, but we're not tracking who isn't doing it.
Yeah.
We're not going to be keeping mind of who's not doing it. Thank you guys so much for your support. We were surprised from the very inception of Turbo Club how many people supported us with it. Turbo Club
We already have $350.
Nice.
Sweet.
Turbo Club came about by accident.
Oh, how did I do it?
Well, it did. It literally.
I'll take it.
It pretty much did. It started because we created a Minecraft server. Then people were like, "I would pay for this," and I was like, so many people kept on saying they would donate to keep the server going. I was like, "It's gonna keep going. It's not that expensive." And they're like, "Just let us donate." So I started it with a $5 a button, and then people were donating 10 times to that. They're like, "I just love the show," and I'm like, "Fine." I put up.
That's like a perfect melody
And I was like,
voice.
I put up more.
It's a big keyboard too.
A higher
I love
amount.
this show.
And
There's
then
my pay button.
it was right around the same time we started getting some real trouble with the on-show chat, which used to be public. And I was fine, you know what? Now it's only the donors.
Cut off, motherfuckers.
And at that point, we were like, you know what? $50 barrier. This makes sense. So the Turbo Club was invented, and then since then we just gone with it. It really did kind of come about by accident. But that was a happy accident because the show literally would not be where it is. No, yeah, maybe it wouldn't be. Maybe we would have moved to a cheaper apartment. No, but really, we were able to buy a lot of equipment way faster than we would have otherwise. We wouldn't be 60 frames per second right now if it wasn't for the Turbo Club.
Enjoy those frames.
The Turbo Club has almost always paid for a lot of our expenses while YouTube paid us in our pocket bags. All right, guys. That was the pitch. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for contributing, and enjoy the show. We'll be back after this. I need to tag this on to the end of the thing on Patreon. So if you're watching this on Patreon, we just left and we came back. I wanted to. So one thing I forgot to
This episode brought to
say.
you by Valley Bagger.
This is a big part of this Patreon. The reason for it is I mentioned the sponsor a host. But the whole Patreon as a whole is pretty much, we initiated it finally because we want to get the guys more often. I think it's been acknowledged as a problem with the show that it's been harder and harder to get them. It's harder and harder for them to carve time out of their lives. We want to give them a raise. So starting with movie night, I want to be paying them more. I'm not going to tell you how much we're paying
Oh, God
them.
damn it, we're going to play Kingdom
Let's
Hearts.
just say they're making peanuts right now to show up and drink beer, poor guys.
Like-
But
Peanuts with Oh no, so salty.
Peanuts. Like a good honey roasted.
Yeah.
You made
well-
a fruit salad today. It was nice.
Yeah, fruit salad, fucking fruit salad.
If they ate like canned jarred peanuts at a steady rate throughout the entire hour, they would probably be eating the same amount of peanuts in dollar amount per hour.
I can see that.
Yeah, so they're making
peanuts per hour.
They're making peanuts. We would like to give them a raise, and so again, to
Yeah, we want to move up to almonds.
get Kyle to justify
Cashew.
taking time away from his business and his baby,
Yeah,
to
cashew
get
money.
Ben to after his 9 to 5 that often stretches into no doubt later with overtime to get over his fatigue to come by, and for Deacon to cut a little bit out of his masturbation time.
Just a
little
tiny bit.
Those are
Just-
10-hour days.
Just a little tiny.
Smallest bit out of the masturbation.
And maybe a raise will help that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so I just wanted to iterate that. That's the biggest the thing that we'll be contributing towards. Now that we have all our equipment, it's a new era for the Turbo Club, kind of. All right, guys. We'll be back after this. Stay tuned.